Good evening, guys. I hope everyone has had a good Monday. That's a bad word to say, right? But anyway, some of us that don't work on Monday, raise your hand. Me, I've had a pretty good day, so I'm not bragging, not flexing. I like Mondays. They don't bother me anymore.
Well,
I know, I know.
well, some of us have to work on
But I
Monday.
hope everyone's had a great Monday, right? You're supposed to have good Mondays. So
I don't remember what day was the first day of fall, but anyway, just the other day was
yesterday,
in theory,
yeah,
it's the first day of fall, but we live in Texas, and so Texas is very confused about what it's supposed to be doing. But so supposedly, summer has come to a close. I don't know about y'all, but we had a very busy summer, busier than we've had in a while, but it was a fun busy. We have had birthday parties, weddings, baby showers, all the things. And we have one more birthday party this weekend, and then I think we're finished burning up the highway for a while. We think. We
get
don't
your
know.
motor
We don't
running,
know. Yeah.
headed on the highway.
It's been a really good
Man.
summer. We hope you enjoyed your summer, and now it's supposedly in theory officially fall. So maybe at some point we'll get to wear a hoodie and not have a heat stroke. I'm not really sure though. So anywho,
And with her saying that, well, I'll just jump right in. Good, great segue. As your family grows and as you get older, change happens. Change happens.
wait, I forgot to say something.
Uh-oh.
For those of you that are watching online rather than listening, I had my shirt on first, so he's copying me. We won't discuss who finished the
I
5K first. We'll just say he's copying me wearing his Choctaw Nation Labor Day 5K shirt because I had mine on first. Okay, sorry. Go ahead with your change.
As you get older and as your family grows, change happens. And I think, and I know for a fact, growing up, we always put a negative thing when we say change. Why do we do that? Because no one likes to change. Because when change happens, just like the word says, we have to do something different. And nobody likes different things. In this house, there's someone I will not mention because they're not here in the room to defend themselves. They like everything to be boom, boom, boom. They don't want to hiccup in anything, right? That's okay. I think sometimes that's how we were made. But guess what? Change is important. Change is important for a lot of reasons. But I think, and I might get ahead of myself. I'll come back if I do. Change is important for a lot of reasons. But I think the number one thing that change brings and that we have to have is change brings growth. If you are not changing, you are not growing. And yes, how many know growing up, you'd go to your mom and say, Mom, my arms are hurting. Oh, my legs are hurting. What's going on? And what would she say? Those are growing pains. Oh, and as I got older, I got what she was meaning. My body's changing. I'm getting older. Muscles are getting bigger. Limbs are growing longer. I'm changing. Change hurts. I mean, you can look at it as I didn't ask if I could use this, but I'll ask her later. She'll say it's okay. I have a daughter-in-law, and she's pregnant with another grandbaby. Her body is going through the change again. It's changing as that baby grows, and that does not feel good. It hurts a little bit, right? So we got to know going into this, when we change, we can't expect change to feel good. I mean, maybe some change does, but a lot of times change does not feel good. But we got to know going into change, the end result is going to look better than what it did when we started, right? Because I can take, what, 2 years? 2 years now, I had decided to change the way I looked because I didn't like it. And I'm going to tell you, every day that I made the decision to change, it hurt. I didn't want to get up and work out. My body ached. I didn't want to get up and eat right because cake's way better than grilled chicken. Just be honest, okay? When we change, it does not feel good. But the result of us changing brings across good things. Good things happen. So when someone says, hey, we may have to change some things, don't take it as negative. Take it as, okay, we're going to maybe taking some trash out and filling with trash good things. So it's not all bad. I mean, do you agree?
Sure. No.
Yeah.
So, I think we were talking about what would we name this episode, and what came to my mind was change is not a 4-letter word. Change is a 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 word. Change And Grant was like, well, yeah, it's not a 4-letter word. I'm like, come on now. It's not what I mean. Change is not a 4-letter word. But like he said, you don't ever want to change because the same is comfortable. And I was actually talking to someone today, and we were talking about specifically, some things that in the American church that need to change. And we were talking about how is that change going to come about. And with anything in life, nothing changes until the pain of the same becomes worse than the pain of the change. And sometimes you don't know that until you make the change. Now, when Grant was talking about change is good and change is necessary, sometimes you don't see the benefits of a change until you're violently shoved into it and you're in the midst of it. And sometimes you need a change so that you can change your mind shift, so that you can change your thinking. Because, I was also in a meeting today when we were talking about like continually growing, continually changing. And I said, my uncle, who was our pastor in Oklahoma, he said, the moment that you think that you've arrived and you're there and you've got it all figured out is a very dangerous moment, because none of us have ever got to the place where we have arrived and have no more growing to do. And if you ever get to the place where you think that, oh, hey, I've arrived, I'm wonderful, you might want to, as they said back in the day, check yourself before you wreck yourself, because that's a dangerous place to be. And so regardless, you can think about a physical change like Grant and his workout. Now he's healthier, and we are going to have him around longer than had he stayed on the path he was on. And then you can do a location change. Y'all all know our story. We moved states, and it has been amazing for our family. It's been a great thing for our family. So a change in scenery. And then sometimes that change in scenery makes you appreciate what was your mundane and normal. So now when we go back home to Oklahoma and we see everybody, it's enjoyable. We enjoy it. We don't see things as like, I don't know, I guess things you took for granted.
It's not the everyday norm.
Yes.
It's not the everyday norm.
It's not your everyday norm. We go back, we appreciate it, we enjoy visiting. Now, we're still glad we live in Texas. We were going to stay in Texas, but we enjoy going back. And it, not that Oklahoma's more valuable than it was, but you see it in a different perspective, and you appreciate things that you may have taken for granted before. And then there are times when you go through change that is necessary to change your mindset, because sometimes you can get stuck in tradition and old ways of thinking, and you just take things for face value. And sometimes a forced change or a quick change will make you kind of step back and reevaluate. And sometimes you need to do that, so that you make sure, hey, this is really what I think about this. And I don't know if you've ever driven on a gravel road, a dirt road. You drive in the ruts because that's where it's smooth. If you get out of the ruts, you get on the hard rocks and the gravel, and it's uneven. So you drive in the ruts where it's smooth. Okay? Has anybody ever heard the word or the phrase stuck in a rut? If you're driving in the ruts where it's always smooth, then you're never venturing off. You're stuck in a rut. And so your thinking is going to be the same. Your outlook's going to be the same. You're not growing yourself. You're not broadening your horizons. Get out of the ruts.
Speaking of what you just said, if you stay on the same road you've always been on and never got off to see something else. Example, today it happened to me. I don't know why I did it. I never do. I'm a guy, when I go somewhere, I go the same way I always go. That's me. I like going the way I know how to go, so I did it. But today I go to the park, and shout out to my nephew Bailey. He got me on this frisbee golf. It's so therapeutic. It's amazing. So I got me some frisbees and I've been throwing them at the park. When I left, I got my bag on, got on a motorcycle, started driving, and I said to myself, I got to like a T in the road, and I said, I've never went to the right. Now remember, the right is unknown. That would have been change. I should have went to the left. It's right. My house is right there. But I said, I wonder what's to the right. Not knowing what the right was going to show me, I went right. And it was familiar until I got to the next T. I got to the next T in the road, and I should have went left because my house had been right there. But I went right again. And it took me around a curve to another curve, and I go straight away on this paved road, and I get to this spot I've never seen. I look to the right, and there's a beautiful housing addition. And I mean, these houses are beautiful. And I'm like, where has this been? It's been here the whole time. But I didn't want to make a change to see different scenery. Right? Sometimes in your life, you may need to go right. Look at different scenery. Because sometimes the scenery that you're at is kind of bad. You may not need to be looking at that scenery. It may be the reason that you're stressed out. You may need to get a better look at scenery. Remember they always say the grass is greener? That can be true. When I was a kid, I didn't believe that. It's not greener. You just want something different. Is that wrong? Is that so wrong? Is that so bad that I'm tired of being where I am? Because it's so everyday, mundane. Do the same thing. Wake up, go to sleep, go to work. I want something different. So cross the fence. And guess what? Just like Aladdin said, it's a whole new world. Is that so bad? No, it's not bad. Because you never know. See, like she said, things in Oklahoma are more valuable. You know why? Because I don't see them every day. I have a different world now. So when I go back to where I'm from, I appreciate it. I am from Seminole, Oklahoma. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed. That is where this is Choctaw, but I'm Seminole. That's where my people are. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm very proud.
That's where all of our roots are. That's where we got married. That's where we had our kids. That's where we raised our kids until we moved here. But sometimes you need a change in order to change your perspective. And sometimes things you've always just accepted as gospel truth, when you have a change, you'll be like, wait, And I'm trying to stay on track here, but so many things are coming to mind. You can't stay with always people that look like you and think like you and are just like you. Otherwise, you're not going to ever broaden your horizon. I've got somebody in my life that if we had $1 for every time I asked her these questions, I could pay for my anniversary trip. But I'm always asking her, how do you stay that calm and cool and collected? How do you not let your face say everything you're thinking? How do you keep your voice calm? Because if y'all know me, y'all know, even if I've learned to keep my mouth shut, my face is going to tell you everything I'm thinking. But if I did not spend time with her and ask her these questions, I could be like, well, this is just how I am. I'm just going to keep being this way. But I know for me, if I'm going to grow as a person, if I'm going to grow as a professional, she's got skills that I need to learn. So I've got to be willing to change myself and to change the people I'm around, rather than, you can't always have your yes group. I mean, yes, you need people in your corner, but you can't always have people that are like, oh yeah, that's great, that's wonderful, everything you say is fantastic. No, you're never going to grow that way. And people that only want yes people around them, they're very small people. And is that what you want to be? Because I don't. I want to grow. And so when you step out, whether it be to do personal growth, to do physical growth like Grant was doing with his exercise journey, you have to be intentional, and you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. Just like when he was talking about growing pains when we were a kid, it's uncomfortable when you go to change something, when you challenge beliefs that you've held as gospel truth, but then you're having to possibly deconstruct some of those beliefs and then reconstruct healthier ones. And I know in the church world today, a lot of people are just, they think deconstruction is a cuss word, but I would challenge you. What happens if you have water damage in a home? Okay, you have to go to the source of the water damage, and if it damaged like the wood and the structural beams in your home, you have to do a deconstruction process, and you have to get rid of the bad boards, and then you reconstruct with better boards so that your house doesn't collapse. So for some of you, I'm talking to us too, that you believed certain things your entire life, and as you're growing up and you're like, you know what, I just feel like there's more to this. I feel like there's more than what I've always known, what I've always believed to be true. You can go through a deconstruction process and dig in and find out what's behind this belief that I've always held so true. What's the true meaning behind it? And then you reconstruct your beliefs with a healthy truth. Not something that you've always been told was true, but something you researched, you studied, and now you know it's true. That was a whole big segue.
Yeah,
but there we go.
I'm gonna, what do you call it? I'm gonna put it in. I'm just gonna say it in the way that I would say it. Okay, this way I would say it, because what she said is, wow. I hope you're taking notes. That was good. Try to say this in a good way. I'm gonna say it like it's in my head. Your whole life, my whole life. I'm 46. I know I look 25, but I'm 46. And that was a joke. It's a bad joke too.
Why'd you say that when I was drinking my water?
It was a terrible joke.
Wow.
But no, all your life you were told something, and I'm talking about, church-wise, and I'm making a statement here. Understand, if you're listening, understand my words. Everything the church taught me wasn't bad. I learned a lot of good, valuable things from the church. But my problem growing up, instead of I guess looking at it deeper and understanding it for what I needed it for, I just shook my head and went on and said, okay, that sounds good. Once again, it was good. But as I get older, I'm looking back and saying, hold on a minute, Grant, what does that actually mean for you?
Mm-hmm.
What does that actually mean in your life? How can you put it to your everyday, going to Walmart DC, having kids, having grandkids, having a wife, put that in your everyday walk? Right? I'm not Daniel. I can't go in the lion's den. I'm not Joshua. I'm not walking around the wall 7 times the last days, another 7. I'm not Moses crossing the Red Sea on dry land. I'm Grant Martin. Mm-hmm. I live in Cleburne, Texas. I'm a normal dude living a normal life, and I love Jesus. Okay? Now back to Jesus here a minute. I was going to say something about when changing your people around you, so because your ideas are different, it opens your perspective and you grow. Jesus, now listen to what I'm about to say. I'm about to blow your mind. I just thought this in my head. Jesus walked the earth. He was the King of Kings. Who did he choose to be around him all the time? The preachers?
Negative.
Is there a preacher around him?
Negative.
I don't think he picked a preacher. Did he pick the college scholar
Nope.
to be around? No, I don't think so either. You know who he picked? He picked the misfits, the fisherman, the tax collector, just the normal Joe, living a normal life, being a normal human. But he had nothing to learn. Or did he? Or did he? How do you live? I want to walk beside you. How do you do life? How's it really affecting you today? He walked and he talked and he lived and he learned.
It's true.
And what do? When change comes, we run the other way. No, embrace it.
Embrace it.
You're not like me, and I like that. Come here. Why aren't you like me? You tell me about why you're not like me. I should embrace it. I should learn from someone not like me, right? That's what this whole world's about. If you ever get me, this is funny. If you ever get me and Corey, my best friend, in the same room, we're not the same person. No, we're not. Actually, if I'm going to be honest with you, if I told you the story of us, you would say, how y'all even friends?
I don't know how he's your
Think
friend.
about it. Think about it.
I don't know how he's put up with you.
I love sports. I love sports. I love sports. He doesn't really care.
He likes volleyball.
He likes volleyball though. What I'm saying is, we're two different thinkers. We think different. He's an entrepreneur. I'd be afraid to do what he does. I'll be straight honest.
We would go hungry.
Yeah, I would starve. I couldn't do it. But him, you give him an idea,
Yeah.
he'll get it. He'll do it.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy he is. Me, I gotta have a little more faith. I don't have that much faith. I gotta know right there it's gonna be there, and not, well, if I mess up, no, I don't want. But that's him,
Well,
right?
And the
But-
go ahead. Sorry.
But that makes our friendship strong because we learned and we know and we grew with each other. And so I know how he lives. He knows how I live. And guess what? We're friends. We don't think the same. We don't look the same. We don't talk the same. We don't act the same. But guess what? God put us together for a reason.
Yeah. Well, and I know that as Grant was growing up, he always talks, like, he used to kind of get frustrated with me because I would pose questions to him when it came to the Bible and why he believed what he believed. And he would, you know, when we first started having those conversations, when we first got married, he would get frustrated with me. He's like, why are you asking these questions? I'm like, why are you not? And so I feel like the American church as we know it, they just want I'm talking like Big C Church across the...
Yeah, we're not calling anybody's church out.
No. Just the American church is like, oh, no, we're not allowed to question. Well, here's the deal. If Jesus is the Savior of the earth and God is the Father of the entire universe, if a mom can handle a toddler questioning them, I'm pretty sure the Creator of the universe can handle his children questioning. So it's okay to question, and it's okay to dig in and find answers to those questions. And fun fact, those answers aren't always gonna be, can I go ahead and say it? Those answers aren't always gonna be what somebody behind a pulpit told you. I had a friend that posted something today and I was like, holy moly, that is straight fire. And it said that some ministers have left the faith, but not the pulpit. Y'all, unfortunately, sometimes the American church has become very commercialized. And it's I don't know.
If you want to use what the young kids say, they would say it's a like or a follow.
Yeah.
They're about that.
Yeah.
Follow us, like us, share us. We need all the followers we can. Well, I think here, and once again, you need to take this as a positive, as a people that we raised in church. We brought our kids to church. We still go to church. And hear me out. I still go to a church.
But we just have a feeling that there's so much more that we're all missing. Because it's not about the lights. It's not about the music. It's not about, do you have more butts in the seats than I do? Y'all just go read Acts. Our job is to fellowship together, love our neighbors, and take care of those in need, and show them Jesus. And sometimes you need a change of perspective. You need a change of scenery to take blinders off and realize there is actually a Great Commission out there. And there is a way to do it, and there is a way to do it right. And at the end of the day, Jesus loves you. God loves you. And God is good. The world sometimes, sorry Mom, the world sometimes sucks. Sometimes people in the world suck. But God is still good. Jesus still loves you. And we all still have a Great Commission to go.
This much on the podcast, not by myself. It's way better when she's here. A little quick story, and he don't listen to this, and I wish he did. but I would never say his name. But I work with the young man. Well, I say young man. He's probably close to my age. And I'm just gonna say this in a what do you call it when you say it correctly? The politically correct way to say this. He has a different sexual preference than I do, and I know that, and everybody knows that it works. But it's not, he doesn't keep it a secret. But one day we were working, and I was taking something down on the shipping dock, and he was working on the shipping dock, and he'd never stopped me before, and he stopped me, and he started carrying a conversation with me, and I don't even know why. I don't know why. I have no idea. He was telling me about his parents, how they were sick, and how somebody broke their hip, and how they have to have somebody there to take care of them, and they're driving him crazy as his parents. He don't know what he's gonna do, and we had a conversation. That sucks. I don't think that's very fun. That don't seem very cool, you know. And every day to this point, if we see each other.
Meaning the part that sucks is everything the young man was going
Yeah,
through.
everything the guy.
That
I told
part
no,
was
yeah,
not good.
yeah. So I told the
You
guy
didn't
that.
say
I
that.
said, "What you're going through is terrible, man.
Yeah.
That's man. I feel for you." And I told him about my dad, what I'm going through with him being sick, and we had kind of a similar story, you know. And every day since then, we have a conversation and we talk. Hey, how's it going at the house? Oh, he tells me another story, right? But hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out, church people. Hear me out. That young man's never going to go to your church. He's never going to walk foot in your church. He just won't. He won't. Okay? You know what I got to do? I got to take Jesus to him.
Yep.
And guess what? I don't care if he likes different things than I do. I could care less. You know what? I think Jesus cares less. You know what I think Jesus wants me to do? Show him love. Because you know what people work do? Judge him. Make fun of him. Not me. You know why? I could be him. What if I was him? I'd want Grant to come say something to me. Think about it. Think about it. You should feel blessed that you're at where you're at. If Jesus is your heart and you go to church every Sunday and you're blessed, you should feel blessed and think, I could be that person. I could be that misfit that nobody cares about. But you're not. So you know what your job is? If you go to church, take all you can. Take all you can in your bucket. And you go out to your Walmart where you shop every day. Or you go to your Lowe's where you go shop every day. Or you go to the park where you walk every day. And you see those people that are less fortunate than you. And you share with them. And I don't mean get on a rock and start telling people they're going to hell.
No.
I mean carry on a conversation and listen and communicate with him like a normal person. You know what Jesus did the best? He is the greatest at it. I love the stories I hear Jesus. Jesus found people that were not living right. And it blows my mind. He never brings their wrongdoing up until the very last minute. And then he just says, hey, go and sin no more. Go, you're good. Nobody's here. The woman that was getting stoned, he never mentioned to her the wrong thing she did. No, he didn't do it. He just said, hey, where are those people that were throwing rocks at you? Oh no, where are they at? Oh, they're gone. Get up. Clean off. The lady at the well, that's the most beautiful story in the world. If you listen to what Jesus did, listen to what Jesus did. We need to be doing that. We need to find our water well moments. Say, can I get a drink of water? Hey, can I get a drink? Hey, is it cool if I get a drink, man? You want me to give you a drink? Yeah, I do. I would love to have a drink. And at the very end, he said, here, I'm going to give you a drink now. And she goes without knowing really what happened. You need to come see this guy that told me things that I don't know how he knew. You see what he did? He made a connection with her and a relationship with her.
No,
see, we're missing that out. We're missing that part out.
Jesus didn't go to everybody.
No.
Because here's the deal. He could come to me and say, Tina, you spend money on ridiculous things. Grant, you drink too many Celsius.
Hey, now.
It's the truth. He could go to... Not one of us is perfect. We all have our skeletons we keep in our closet. I don't care who you are. You all have a vice. Everybody has a vice. Fun fact, just because I'm comfortable with my vice and I'm not comfortable with yours does not make yours my business. Jesus went and loved people. Why can't we just go love people? Why can't we just go love people? Why do we have to go get caught up on so many things that don't mean a hill of beans at the end of the day? Just go love people.
I'll leave you with this. It's my time to go. It's our time to go. It's going to be really funny, and we're going to be all really shocked when we all get to heaven and we look to our right and to our left and we see somebody we said, how in the world did they get here?
Fun fact, somebody's probably thinking the same about you.
They sure are. How did you get here? So you know what we need to do? We need to go out like the people in Acts he was talking about and take it to them. Take it to them. Start talking to people that maybe you don't think you can talk to. You know what? It's real funny. If you find somebody, easy to talk to people, I'll tell you a secret. If you find something that they're interested in and you start a conversation with that, you get a great conversation going. You will. You'll find out things about you didn't know. Maybe they like vanilla ice cream with caramel syrup. I can't stand it. Maybe they like it, right? But you'll hear all kind of ways they make their vanilla ice cream. And we think, well, Grant, how in the world is that ministry? That's talking about ice cream.
Because
really?
the next time when they need to talk about something of the matters of the heart, they remember that you took the time to care.
That's right. And they know you care. See,
it's not a put on.
No.
Don't fake care.
Listening is one of the most important parts of ministry that I think we skip out on. We don't listen. We always want to fix. That's another topic. I'm really on that. God's working on me on that. All my whole life I was taught to fix people. Fix them, fix them, fix them, fix them, fix them.
Fix them according to whose standard?
I'm not a fixer. I'm not a fixer. I'm a lover. I love. It ain't my job to fix you. It's my job to say, hey, you okay today? I've done it. It's amazing what people do. If you ask them, some people tell you, life's not going good for me. Oh, shoot. And you know a problem with us? We don't really mean it when we say it. And some people tell us, don't say it unless you want to hear people say what's really wrong with them. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Oh, this happened. Now you got to listen. But guys, this has not been meant to be negative. If you got anything negative out of it, it wasn't meant that way. This is all positive. I think as a whole, as a church as a whole, we can all come together and say, it doesn't matter if you're white, if you're black, if you're Hispanic, if you're Native American, if you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican,
if you're gay,
if you're gay, if you're straight, if you're
single,
rich, if you're
married.
poor, that stuff does not matter. At the end of the day, come on. We really talk about being like Jesus?
Yep.
Let's quit talking. Let's be like Jesus. Because you know what? He never got on a platform and said, hey, Jesus here. Jesus here. You know what he did? He said, don't say a word when you leave. Be quiet. Just go. That's what he would do. That's what he would do. I'm just saying. Read it. When he healed people, hey, don't say a word. Just go. You know what they would do? They were so excited. It was bubbling outside. They couldn't handle it. Right? Let's be like Jesus. I know, way longer we should have. I'm sorry.
Yes, we are. But just when change comes about, don't always think it's wrong. Because we have made some great strides in just our thinking and kind of a reset of what really matters with a change that we didn't plan on. So don't automatically say that change is a 4-letter word, because it's going to grow you, it's going to stretch you, and you're going to be better for it.
Wow. That's it, guys. Hey, let's go have a great week. You want to? My week starts tomorrow. My Monday's tomorrow. I know it's Tuesday, but it's tomorrow. I'm ready to knock it out. Let's have a great week. And let's thank our change. Let's thank our changing. Let's change our thinking. See, I'm already messed up. Let's change our thinking. It's okay to go to the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
Take a look.
Yeah.
It may be pretty over there.
What really matters?
Exactly right. What really matters?
Hey, go love on somebody. We love you guys. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.